The following podcast will contain spoilers and coarse language. My name is Carl.
My name is Ari.
And this is Great Expectations, the movie review podcast where we talk about what we expected and what we got. I'm a little bit sick today, that's why my voice...
You're always sick.
Yeah, I know, I'm always sick. I'm more sick than I'm not sick. What a terrible body I have.
Yeah, you just don't eat healthy enough.
Hey!
Oh, this is an excuse my mum used to always say. She goes,
Yeah.
you're just sick because anything that went wrong, she'd be like, it's because you don't eat well enough. Fuck off.
Yeah, I used to always get that as well. Yeah. Be like, well,
you need to eat more fruit. You need to eat more vegetables.
Oh, that was everything, hey.
Oh, yeah.
You don't eat enough fruit.
I tripped over and I scraped my knee. Eat some more fruit.
Yeah.
You won't get cuts as often if you don't fucking...
Put some orange peels on that. I remember when, we went through a period where we stopped eating, packets of chips after school. This is in my house, where we stopped eating packets of chips after school, and we'd come home, Mum would have, apple cut up, and cheese and crackers, and I was like, oh, God damn it, it's all ruined.
Was that during the time when McDonald's tried to make you eat ravioli and fruit in your Happy Meal?
Probably.
That was a nightmare.
That's gone now, right?
Yeah.
I don't think you can get, those 3 pieces of super small dinosaur-shaped ravioli.
It tasted disgusting too. And the fruit wasn't even good.
I don't think I ever had it. I was smart enough as a child to be like, I want that cheeseburger.
I always wanted it, but my mom would be like, nah, you're getting ravioli. I'm like, fuck off. We're in McDonald's.
Yeah. At least, and then you'd be like, well, at least it's a good toy. And then, no, it wouldn't be.
Yeah, they stopped making good ones.
Yeah.
For a while.
They stopped making good ones, those bastards. Anyway, today we are talking about X-Men Apocalypse. Since the dawn of civilization, he was worshipped as a god. Apocalypse, the first and most powerful mutant from Marvel's X-Men universe, amassed the powers of many other mutants, becoming immortal and invincible. Upon awakening after thousands of years, he is disillusioned with the world as he finds it, and recruits a team of powerful mutants, including a disheartened Magneto, to cleanse mankind and create a new world order over which he will reign. As the fate of the Earth hangs in the balance, Raven, with the help of Professor X, must lead a team of young X-Men to stop their greatest nemesis and save mankind from complete destruction. Written by 20th Century Fox. Before we get into our expectations, let's talk about our history with the X-Men property. Have you seen all the films?
I saw the old ones, so long ago.
Yeah.
But I still remember them fairly well. I saw them a few times. It was one of those movies that when you're a kid, when I was a kid, you just go to the library and there'd just be one or two of the X-Men there, and you just get to borrow it for free.
Yeah.
And you just watch it 10 times, and you've seen it shitloads.
Yeah.
I saw X-Men 2 at least 10 times. X-Men 1 a few times. Saw the third one ages after, and I hated it. Third one was shit.
Yeah, I remember watching the first 2 a lot, especially because they were on TV a ton as well.
Yeah.
It was just around.
Yeah.
And that was kind of the same with the first Spider-Man as well.
Oh yeah. And the second one too.
Yeah, the second one. So it was just because those were the main superhero movies that were out at the time, they were just always...
10 would be it's Friday, we're doing superhero.
Yeah. They'd just be circulating around the TV and stuff like that. And I think I even had them on VHS.
I don't think I ever owned a VHS. I must have. Because I remember having to rewind them a lot.
Maybe just borrowing them from the local video store. What came after X-Men Last Stand? That was the Abomination that was Wolverine. X-Men Origins Wolverine.
Yeah, so it was X-Men 3, then it was Origins, then it was the Wolverine, or maybe no, First Class.
First Class.
Then the Wolverine.
Yeah, then Days of Future Past.
Yeah.
Now Apocalypse, and then next year we've got the next Wolverine. So yeah,
I thought Wolverine looks stupid in this one.
This is something that I'm going to bring up when we get to that scene. Is the continuity of this confuses the fuck out of me, especially because I watched the Days of Future Past so close to going in and watching this at the cinema. I was like, well, this doesn't make any sense with what we were left off with in the last. We'll talk about that when we get to it. But
in X-Men 2, he like broke out.
Yeah.
Like that was like that whole scene where he broke out was in X-Men 2. So like it doesn't.
And it was in Origins.
Yeah, yeah.
And the whole point of
Oh man.
of Days of Future Past was to erase X-Men Origins and Last Stand.
Was how many flashbacks were in this? There was a float of flashbacks. That was one of my main problems with. There was so many flashbacks.
Would you have remembered those scenes?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like I didn't need to see them again.
Yeah.
There was just so many, but like, did you notice how many there was?
The only ones I noticed were when they were in the sentimental moments,
Oh,
like at the
man.
end with Magneto.
Yeah, it wasn't just at the end, but like Magneto was every scene he was in had a flashback. I think.
Yeah.
It was ridiculous.
But yeah, do you like the X-Men movies? Like just all in all?
I like most of them.
They're pretty consistent.
Not. They're not.
Yes, they are.
What about X-Men 3 and then Wolverine Origins?
Yeah,
They're
two out of 9.
That's not consistent, is it?
That's more consistent than
Well,
Marvel.
the first two aren't great, and like
The first two are pretty. They're pretty good.
Like,
They're well regarded. Like aren't they in IMDb's top 250?
I don't know.
Like
I don't think so.
they're pretty well regarded
they aren't
movies.
that good.
Yes, they are. I think they are.
I haven't seen it for ages. I remember them not being that good.
Gosh, you were just like, you just watched them like 10 times.
Yeah, but that's because I had nothing else to watch.
And then I really enjoyed The Wolverine.
Yeah, the Wolverine was pretty good.
I actually like how small that film is. Like, it's not like big, save the end of the world. I kind of like the restraint, like him like killing that bear. Do you remember that? It's like he's like living in the forest at the beginning of the movie because he's
Wolverine's always in the fucking forest, isn't he?
Yeah. First Class.
It was okay. Like, it felt like it was missing something. I don't know what it was, but
Rewatching again, I actually really loved it. One of the things about X-Men that I really like more than some of the other superhero movies is X-Men actually has its own world. Like, it actually has world building where history's rewritten. There's subtext between.
What do you mean by that?
Like
its own world, because like Marvel is its own world.
Yeah, but like Marvel doesn't have a complete backstory and history of like mutant integration and like things that are happening with politics.
Like World War II and like shit like that.
Yeah, but it doesn't have it in like the same way. Like this whole thing approaches on the
You mean like it
previous
doesn't
films.
have any like what's the word, like social political shit in it?
Yeah, I don't know, but I feel like X-Men genuinely has its own like world. It has its own snow globe world, pretty much.
But like the whole humans against mutants is just like a racial thing.
Yeah,
It's
I
like,
know.
Yeah,
It's a whole
thing. Isn't it?
yeah. It's
What's the-
racial. It's
what's the
also
word?
about
What's
World
the
War
word?
Two.
It's not a parody. It's not a satire. It's something. There's a word for it.
But yeah, and I like this world. You don't like this world?
It's so much like time travel. Not time. There's time travel, but then there's like different timelines and like it doesn't add up. It all doesn't add up.
Yeah, I feel like it's just a mess.
It is such a mess.
I feel like if you could, you just take First Class, Days of Future Past, and Apocalypse as their own trilogy. Oh, but I mean, like all in all,
We know
you like the X-Men movies, yeah. Anyway, what are your expectations, Ari?
Well, when I first saw the trailer, I got really keen, but then just when the reviews started coming out, they all said it was really shit. Like the Metacritic score is like 50, isn't it? That's pretty low. Isn't it pretty low? Isn't it 50 out of 100?
Compared to it being like 11 for Batman v Superman, it's like...
Yeah, okay. But like...
I mean, 50 is like... that's where you go, that's mixed reviews.
Yeah, well...
Yeah.
Mixed
Reviews were
isn't
mixed,
great,
but
yeah.
I mean, I was looking through and it's not like everybody was saying that it was shit. It's just they were all like, oh, it's uneven. Like, I mean, a lot of them are just like 2.5 stars.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, like, it's not like 2.5 is, oh, you're saying it's complete and utter trash and it's shit. It's just
not
you're just
great.
saying that it's not that great. So it's like, and then you've got people that like give it a 3, but they'll put their review as rotten because it's not a recommend, but they still think it's like a 3. So it's things like that, or they'll give it a recommend, even though it's a 2.5. So it's like these. It's like really complicated, like their way of thinking. Anyway, go on because of the reviews.
Yeah. So I didn't think it'd be that good, but then I don't know. You said it was alright. You said it was good, so I was like, oh, it could be okay. Mixed expectations, I guess.
Would you have gone and watched it if it weren't for the podcast or not? Do you think?
I don't know. Like,
was it on your rate? Did you care? Were you anticipating it?
Well, I did really like Days of Future Past.
Yeah.
But I haven't seen that one in a while. But then, yeah, it's kind of like, I just wanted to see what happened. Are they making more? Wait, so they're done with that trilogy. So they're just done with. So that's the end. Like that ending was the end of that.
No, everybody's like, that's kind of like the end of. I think it's the end of. Mystique and Magneto.
Right. But they
Like-
bring back all the other actors, later characters and shit.
Yeah. Like,
Okay.
so yeah, and it'll begin like
Hugh Jackman-
kickstart like
Hugh Jackman's getting old.
This is gonna be Hugh Jackman's last movie, The Wolverine,
Yeah.
and then he's done.
Cause like, even like when Game of Thrones chick was like with Hugh Jackman, I was like, damn, he looks old there.
It was funny.
And I was thinking about how creepy it is.
Oh yeah, that was the
Yeah.
main thing. I was like,
I was like, she goes
I was
up.
like,
and
oh,
I'm
he's
like,
gonna fuck her.
Yeah, I know. I was like, that's fucking weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, and his hair looked all retarded too. He looked ridiculous when he was running away.
Yeah.
His poofy Wolverine hair.
My expectations were pretty mild, where I was excited, but then the reviews weren't very good. But it was like, oh, everybody's coming back from the previous ones.
Yeah.
And it was Bryan Singer who did the first 2 X-Men and then who did Days of Future Past.
Days of Future Past is definitely the best X-Men movie.
Yeah. Yeah, and then I'm rewatching the other 2 beforehand, First Class and Days of Future Past. I was like, these movies are very sentimental. Like, their endings always hinge on like characters'
They're always just like
revelations.
They're always just like Professor Xavier going, "Oh, Magneto, please be good," and he's just like, Magneto's just like, "No." So it's the end of everyone.
Well, that was the first one. The second one was
And the third one,
the second one was
please don't kill the president. No.
no, that was to Mystique,
Oh, I don't even remember that.
and then this one was Mystique to Fassbender.
Yeah. Anyway, it's just
Yeah.
yeah.
Anyway, but yeah, I went in with mild expectations, and I also read that they were like, "Oh, we're gonna do the best Quicksilver scene ever,"
Oh, yeah.
and I was like, "Oh, that's kind of exciting," because that is like the best scene in that last movie.
Yeah. Well, they brought him back. Just do the same shit again.
Yeah, pretty much. So we'll get into the top 5 actors.
Okay.
But yeah, all in all, we both went in with mild
Yeah.
expectations.
Yeah.
Wasn't expecting much. First up, we have James McAvoy.
Yeah, he's okay.
I like him in everything.
But like,
He's a likable guy.
I don't see him as a young Patrick Stewart. Patrick Stewart, I see.
I don't
as
see
Xavier.
I don't see Patrick Stewart as an old James McAvoy.
Oh, yeah, exactly. But he's
so that's
already
Patrick
established.
Stewart's fault.
But he's already established as
Yeah.
Professor Xavier, and Professor, I'd imagine him like from the cartoons as well. I was just like, this is just Patrick Stewart.
Yeah.
But then they made young version James McAvoy. It just doesn't fit.
It doesn't bother me because I reckon he is like perfect in the role as a young one.
I reckon it's really fucking stupid, and like the reason why he's bald is because of this.
Nah.
How's that? I thought.
Michael Fassbender as Magneto,
I like Michael Fassbender.
but do you see him becoming Ian? What's his
Yeah.
name? Ian McKellen.
Yeah, kinda. I don't know, but like,
They don't even have the same accent.
yeah, not at all. But like, Charles Xavier never even uses his powers, really, does he? He's meant to be like a super powerful psychic. He uses them like once to. He just stops people sometimes,
Yeah.
and then and he just like talks.
But his whole philosophy is stuff like free will and things like that. People making their own choices.
Controls people all the time.
Sorry, yeah.
That's fucking tough.
But I mean, that's even with like the Patrick Stewart stuff, and that's in the comics as well. Is he doesn't like to.
But then
That's his whole like philosophy.
he does it in the movies all the time. He controls people all the time.
Like that was his revelation from the last two movies. Was he was like, I need to stop controlling people.
Was it?
Yeah, this whole thing is like, I'm not going to control you anymore.
Didn't he then he just goes, I'm not gonna control you, and he just wipes that bitch's memory.
No, like I mean, like that was his whole arc with Mystique in Days of Future Past.
Right. But then after that, he just wipes that other bitch's memory.
In First Class, but like to save the school.
Right.
Jennifer Lawrence? Do you like Jennifer Lawrence?
She's okay. Like, I'm gonna take her or leave her.
I feel like
she's a bit overrated.
I feel like she believes that like she's above this material. That's how I feel like when she acts, where it's almost I always get like the sense that she doesn't really want to be there. I feel like she's not being like. We've seen her give better performances than what she does in this.
Or like American Hustle. I don't really like American Hustle.
No, I mean like Silver Linings Playbook, the first Hunger Games, Winter's Bone, most other films.
She's just like, I think she's super overrated.
Yeah.
Like she's okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I hate her less than most famous people.
Most famous actresses, because you only have a problem with actresses.
I have a problem with most famous people, to be honest.
Nicholas Hoult as Beast, guy from Skins.
Yeah, I don't really like him.
How come?
Dunno, just something about him I just don't really like.
So he doesn't have a likable face.
Just nothing about him is likable to me. I just don't think I'd like him.
Alright. Very cool. What do you think of his acting?
It wasn't that amazing. It wasn't great. I mean,
Yeah.
It was just there, kind of.
Yeah, he doesn't really have much of a part in this movie. He's probably only highly paid because he's like on contract from the other two movies.
Yeah. And he keeps going back and forth from Giant and Blue.
Yeah.
Because they just can't be fucked to do it, I guess. Is that why they don't do it all the time? They can't be doing the makeup the whole time?
I don't know, maybe. I know that's why it's with Jennifer Lawrence. That's because she doesn't like doing the makeup.
Yeah. I wouldn't want to do that all the time as well.
Yeah. Oscar Isaac?
I like him.
I like him. It's unnecessary to have an actor like him in this movie, right?
Good.
Like, because one, you cover him so he's unrecognizable, and then two, you distort his voice so it's not even his voice. So then what's the point of even having it? You could have any random person ever be like...
Yeah, I agree, yeah.
I mean, sometimes I was like, oh, that's menacing, but I mean, anybody could have, like, really done that. Like, you're not giving anything...
And, like, his powers don't make sense. Like, why does he keep his powers, but he swaps bodies?
Sorry?
Like, he keeps his powers, but he swaps bodies every time.
Yeah.
How does that work?
He can just do it. That's his power. That's one of his powers. He's able to absorb other people's powers.
He doesn't absorb, he just swaps bodies.
Yeah.
Absorb, you take it into your own body. That's what absorb is.
Sorry. Yeah, and every time he goes to another body, he gets that person's power, and he gets to retain
he keeps
it.
the old ones.
Yeah, he gets to keep it every single time he changes.
Sense,
there isn't any science to it. You can't say it doesn't make any sense.
In every like thing like that, it's just you take it from someone else and into your body, and that makes sense. Doesn't make sense, but it makes more sense.
How come why don't you think he's allowed to keep the power when he changes bodies?
Because if his power is to swap bodies, then why should he be able to take other people's powers with him?
Because it's just another one of his powers.
Just the whole thing doesn't make sense. He builds that giant pyramid just to swap bodies, and
maybe he likes the theatrics
If they said
of
that
it.
he was an alien, it'd make a bit more sense, I reckon.
He's the first ever mutant.
And that's fucking. So he's been around for, they said, tens of thousands of years.
Yeah.
Why didn't he even do anything for tens of thousands of years? The Egyptians were like 4,000 years ago.
Talk about it. He destroyed whatever became before that as well. Remember you talked about that. He was like, created the Egyptians. I was going to destroy them. I destroyed what was before them.
But like, wasn't much before Egyptians, man. It was just like tribesmen and shit.
This is another thing. I'm always fucking. Why do you want to destroy everything? Like, why is that a world worth living in?
Here's the real question: why did he shoot all of the nukes into the air to disarm them? If he was about to destroy the whole planet anyway,
Yeah.
why didn't he just shoot them on the ground?
I don't know. It's just like a demonstration of his power.
Demonstrate his power by nuking the entire planet. Instead, he's like, I'm gonna shoot all the nukes into the air, and then I'm gonna get Magneto to magnet the planet to death.
Yeah.
Why?
I don't know, because he wants to.
That's fucking doesn't make any sense. You
It's
gotta
a
admit,
good scene, but this is a good cast, but
Nightcrawler, his emo fringe was so annoying. His emo fringe.
I'll tell you what annoyed me more than his haircut was his hands. They were so obviously gloves that it pissed me off.
His haircut was bullshit. Did they even have emo haircuts in the 80s?
I know that's just from the comics, but
What? And Apocalypse gave the Angel a haircut at one point. He gave him a haircut.
yeah, I don't like, and they
Like,
all get their
why?
own suits as well.
Yeah, why?
I was like, so he creates their own suits.
And he gives him a haircut.
Yeah.
It's like, your haircut's not right for me. I'm just gonna do a little bit of work. Like, what? And like that storm, he like looked into her eyes and made her hair go white. And
Yeah.
made it stronger.
Yeah,
Did he do that to Magneto?
with the hair.
Did he make Magneto stronger? I don't think he did.
Yeah, he did.
He was like,
Oh,
he took his hand and put it on the ground and goes,
Yeah.
feel the metal and shit.
Yeah.
He didn't change him.
Oh yeah, but I
He
think
fixed Angel's wings.
he made Magneto understand how to be stronger, but
That's his power?
so
So his eyes didn't go white.
no. I mean,
thought his eyes
he
were-
didn't. He didn't have to make Magneto stronger, but Magneto just didn't realize his full potential. Like he gave more power to everybody else, but Magneto was already powerful enough.
Why didn't he just make Magneto stronger?
Sorry, because he probably can't get any stronger.
Anyone can get stronger.
Anybody can get stronger.
Why not? If he's fucking... Like, he made Charles Xavier stronger. He could talk to everyone, couldn't he?
Yeah.
But he didn't do it to... I mean... Is Charles Xavier super... way stronger now? Like, it wasn't permanent on him, but it's permanent on everyone else.
Sorry.
You know how he's like, you don't
That
need...
is supposed to make him stronger, but isn't it? Because he becomes more powerful as he gets older. So yeah, I think he does retain that. So Xavier stays stronger. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because he's that's right. Oh, that makes sense. Yeah.
Doesn't make much sense. Like, why... His eyes turn white whenever he does, like, anything.
Yeah.
But then, why?
No, just for like a cool effect to show
Yeah,
that he's
yeah.
displaying his power.
Okay.
Yeah, but all in all, good cast. It's a strong cast of like actors. There's nobody that I go, oh, that's a bad actor, and I like most of this cast.
Yeah, I guess.
Do you have any like problems with any of these?
I don't really like the Game of Thrones chick, to be honest.
You didn't like her?
Take her or leave her.
Yeah,
Meh.
I thought she was pretty good.
No, her dialogue's pretty fucking awful. That's another one of my fucking comments I wrote. The dialogue was fucking atrocious. I fucking hate it.
Oh, that was a
Everything.
problem I didn't bring up. That was like the same
Oh.
thing with Civil War. I thought Civil War had a terrible dialogue.
But this one is ridiculous, I thought. This one, just everything they said, I was like, shut the fuck up. And there was so many one-liners. Whenever they're about to do anything, it was like, fuck. Oh, they so ridiculous shit.
You didn't care about that in Civil War, but
No, but they did it way more in this.
oh, dude, they did it with every single character in Civil War. Everyone got their own
They did
moment
it
to do
more
it.
in this one, but
No way they did it more
I think
in
they
this
did
one.
it more in this one. What about how fucking Magneto made that big X?
Sorry?
Because they're X-Men. Magneto did the big fucking X with the metal.
Maybe it was.
That was fucking dumb.
Sorry, I don't think
Oh.
he intended to make an X.
It
That's
was
like
so
that's
obvious.
for us. That's a wink at us.
Yeah,
But
know,
I mean,
it
for
was-
him,
I hated
he
that.
just stopped him in his tracks.
That's dumb.
It's
was
not like
dumb.
he thght we
He
are
was
the
like-
X-Men.
he
and I'll do
probably
the
did.
X. I think that's more like a
Oh,
wink at us.
I
Like
know,
when there's that symbolism.
It's stupid. I hated it.
Yeah, but that's like
And like, the whole thing when he's using his magnet powers to destroy the Earth, Like, why did it only happen in like 4 places? Happen
I
like
don't
why
know.
didn't the whole like all the metal, like where was all the metal going? Was he sucking it towards him? Because like it seemed to just go up and then just like
I don't know. He was creating like an orb around himself. He had an
there
orb,
was
didn't he?
there was a bit of an orb,
Yeah.
but it wasn't
It wasn't thick
all the
enough.
metal
Yeah.
from the world. It just like in the scene when the fisherman boat on the water and they're looking at the metal coming out of the water. It seems to just go up and then back down into the water.
Yeah.
Like, why?
Yeah.
That's fucking
All
weird.
right. Let's go to the beginning of this movie. What do you think of the opening action
I
sequence?
like the opening action sequence.
Thought it was pretty cool.
This is the best part of the movie, I thought.
I think most of the action in this movie is pretty competent, good action.
Good action, but at this point, that was when I was most into it at the start.
Yeah, I thought the music was, and especially like after that sequence was done,
I liked how.
I like how she crumbled that guy up. Thought that was
Yeah,
cool.
I just like how they kept showing the powers and like introducing them without even introducing the characters.
Yeah.
Well, they kind of did, but not really. So you didn't have to care about them.
Yeah.
Just got to see a little bit of powers.
Well, I mean, they were gonna die anyway,
Yeah,
so it was just
exactly.
like a cool, like little mutant fight at the
Yeah.
beginning of the
Then-
movie.
If he's the first mutant, then why are they mutants?
I know he fucked a lot of chicks.
That raises more.
We don't know if he is the first mutant. It's just like
That's
said
what they
he
called
is.
him, but that's what
Yeah.
everyone kept saying.
Yeah.
And like
Nobody can factually back it up.
I know, but then they're also like, fucking. He's the first mutant. He's been around for ages, but then he made like 4 more mutants. And why wasn't there mutants throughout fucking history? And they said that we thought that mutants had only been around for the last like 100 years.
Yeah.
But then, if there was 4 back then with Apocalypse, why hasn't there been other mutants?
Yeah. Well, they also hinted Jesus was a mutant.
When did they do that?
Sorry, that was done in like Future Past, I think.
Oh.
Like, I mean, they hinted that it's just like mutants have just fucking influenced everything. JFK was a mutant.
JFK is in the last century.
Yeah. No, I'm just saying, like, they try and intertwine mutants and anything. But this opening action sequence was cool, and then the cut to the opening credits, like the music, and that was like a cool.
That was the best
Did you end up watching it in
part.
3D?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That was good in 3D.
Told you there was no point for you to watch it. Like,
Well,
3D.
I didn't buy the tickets actually really good.
oh, okay.
The CGI was shit sometimes. Like there were some points when I was like, "Fuck, it looks terrible."
Yeah, this is the same with me for Civil War and Deadpool and Batman v
Like,
Superman. Is
in
like,
this one-
how has everybody not perfected
I know. but
CGI?
There
Right?
was one bit when Olivia Munn's character is running on the roof
Yeah.
to jump onto the plane. and
Yeah,
I was
that looked pretty bad.
That looked awful.
I still think the worst special effects I've seen this year was Captain America jumping from
I don't
one
even
building.
remember that bit.
So bad. Oh my god. It was like, it was
But
about
you've seen it like twice.
yeah, it was about as realistic as me like running my fingers and go,
Yeah, but
"Woo!"
so was
And
this.
he like
yeah.
it's like and it's so the way he lands is he like bounces off it instead of like it's atrocious. I don't understand why we have bad special effects anymore.
like they put that much money into it.
A lot of the time, I think it's because they have a deadline. I'm like, then stop, because you know how like they like all those Marvel movies already have like release dates.
Yeah.
Stop it. Just like push it forward if it needs to.
Well,
Make sure that your movie looks good.
Just hire more people to do it.
Yeah.
Just put more money into it.
Yeah, but I mean, it's because it's still a business. Their way of like doing that is like efficient and cheap. It's still like their way of thinking.
Why can't everything just be as good as Lord of the Rings?
Even Lord of the Rings couldn't be as good as Lord of the Rings with the Hobbit.
Oh, when Lord of the Rings first came out.
Everything needs to be Christopher Nolan, where Christopher Nolan just uses practical effects.
Lord of the Rings, man. Lord of the Rings was mostly practical effects, wasn't it? Or a lot of it was.
Yeah,
All the good
those
parts.
army fights, but look,
Yeah.
they're
Some of
insanely
them-
CGI.
Some of them are. There's bits and pieces. Like some of it's CGI, but then most of it's live action shit.
yeah,
Like they didn't use CGI in the orcs.
yeah,
That looked fucking good.
yeah,
And then the Hobbit, they just looked like
yeah. They look
shit.
like terrible. All right, so we go from this. We go from the beginning to the cage fight between Angel and Nightcrawler.
Yeah. Why are fucking mutants allergic to electricity now, apparently?
Like, what do you mean? Oh, like Nightcrawler.
No, they all are. Because
You mean
later on, when they're in the helicopter, they put up electric field, and he's like, I can't use my powers now because it's just like the electric cage.
Yeah.
And then fucking Game of Thrones shit can't use her telepathic powers.
Oh no, that's because she doesn't know how to control them.
No, it's because...
No, it wasn't. No, because she was like, no, I can't. That wasn't because of the electricity. That was
Sure.
because she can't control them
Well,
properly.
then why didn't Cyclops use his laser eyes to do something?
What was he going to do? Shoot the
Lasers!
guy?
Yeah, lasers!
Why would he laser? And you know he can't control
everything.
them
He doesn't
either.
have to control them, he just go laser.
He'd probably kill everybody in the helicopter. It was flying. What do you
Still,
expect him to do?
It was fucking dumb.
No, but I
It
mean,
was
like,
dumb.
she couldn't. Nobody could control the powers, and he was stuck there because he can't bounce out of electricity.
Why not?
No, because he can't. That's one of his
What?
weaknesses.
He teleports. Why is electricity stolen from teleporting?
I don't know if he's in like an orb or something, and there's a consistent
An
current.
orb?
Running. Well, I mean, like he has to teleport out of somewhere, right?
Teleportation
Yeah.
instantaneously appear in another place.
Yeah, but the
Why
way
would-
that he does it is he doesn't go like from something like he's not like sucked out. He actually moves like around. If you get what I mean. Like instead of if this is the world and he's here, he doesn't go travel like straight through to there. He has to like go actually around it physically. That's his transport.
I don't know what the fuck you're saying, but it's fucking stupid. They just made it up to just add that whole thing when they go to that fucking...
What would you have liked instead?
I would like not that whole scene where they go to that base and find Wolverine. And like, Quicksilver meant to be super fast.
Yeah.
And have super fast reflexes. And how are they able to knock him out with that thing? If he's that fast, he'd be faster than... What were they? Like sound waves? He's faster than sound for sure.
Yeah, I don't know.
So many dumb shit.
What do you think of the Horsemen? Four Horsemen.
Terrible.
Terrible.
All pretty terrible, yeah.
You didn't like Storm? Didn't like the new Storm?
It was not really. They're barely introduced too.
Yeah, they are barely introduced, and they
And,
kill
like-
off Angel pretty quick.
They introduced them, but just not at all.
I do
really.
like his transformation, but I really like that scene.
Yeah, the transformation. Yeah. In X-Men 3, he fully regrows his wings. Because remember when he's a kid, he cuts them off,
Yeah,
and he fully regrows them. But then she's like, nah, he's useless now. His wing got a bit burnt.
yeah. This is a completely different Angel.
Is it? Why? Because the timeline got changed. He was already been
Well,
born.
okay, let's think about this. This movie's set in the 80s, and he's a kid in the 2000 movie.
Yeah.
So it's a completely
He
different...
wasn't a kid in the 2000 movie because that was him when he was a kid and he grew up.
Yeah.
But
He was only Ben Foster in
Yeah, I know.
that. He was still only like
in his 20s
yeah,
or 30, yeah, 20s probably. I don't know. It doesn't make any fucking sense.
yeah.
Like, why would going back in time make him younger, but like older?
I
but-
didn't even see it that they were the same. Like that wasn't even something that I thought about. I was like, this
Yeah,
just
this
isn't. This
doesn't
just
make any
isn't that character. Where I was like, that's like a continuity error, and I was like, they don't care. I'm not going to care either
Yeah, it doesn't make sense.
because like, just Last Dance shit.
Yeah, last name is shit.
I don't think they touch it on this, but Raven's Nightcrawler's mother, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I
And
was
that-
like, I
and the
assume
red-
that's why she was there.
But they never even mention.
Yeah, they don't mention it. So I'm like,
And
I
the
wonder
red,
if
the
they're
red
going to
dude
bring
from
anything in.
First Class.
Yeah,
is
she's
his
supposed to
dad.
have sex with him.
Yeah, that didn't happen.
Yeah, well, he died.
He died. Yeah,
Yeah. But we don't know how long it took for
but
him to die. She might have gotten
did they
busy.
even meet?
Yeah, because they go off together at the end of First
Did they?
Class. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So they're together for a while before they all get killed. So for all we know, she got busy. We also meet young Cyclops.
He's shit.
Didn't like him.
Nah, he's a shit guy. When his brother died, no one cared.
Yeah.
He cried for like 5 seconds, but no one else cared.
Yeah.
And then he just got over it like instantly,
Well, he's crying in the helicopter the whole way.
like 5 seconds. And she's like, he thought you were better or some shit.
Yeah.
and then they never mentioned him again. Like, that was fucked up.
Do you want them to just like continuously talk
I don't,
about
no,
it?
no, but like, when I was watching, I was like, does no one give a shit that he just died?
But that's like, it's just like all of them. Like with Black Panther, it was like his dad died, and then he was just like, I'm just gonna kill him now.
But but like his whole thing was revenge for that.
Yeah.
Like, it's not like he just completely ignored it happening.
Well, that's
like
what like the guy with the red eyes wanted. Cyclops wanted. He wanted revenge for his
Did
brother.
he?
Yeah.
He never said that once.
It's like implied that that's what he's like angry about. That's why he wants to fight.
And like, when Laser Chest is walking to Laser Chest.
Oh, what's his name? Havoc. Is it Havoc?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, Havoc's walking into Laser Chest, the group of people.
Yeah.
And Blue Man is like
Apocalypse.
No. Blue Hairy Man.
Beast.
Yeah. He's like, don't laser them. Because he knew it was gonna hit the plane, but how did he fucking know that it lasered through and hit it in the exact right spot to explode it and just would have killed everyone?
How did he know that it's going to hit it in the right spot?
Yeah, exactly. It hit right in the engine or whatever the fucking was. And
if it's going to hit like anywhere in the plane, but it's still going to cause a big
That's a massive design flaw.
But
a laser hits the plane
but it's not a
anywhere.
Small laser. He goes like this with his thing, like.
He hit that one spot and then exploded. But like, if this plane gets hit anywhere, it'll explode big enough to kill.
If you're Beast, and you know that there's a big ship over there, you're not going to be like, "Oh, don't do that," because you might hit something. Like you'd still say something, wouldn't you?
Nah, it doesn't.
Yes, you would. You'd still say something.
But he's like, "Don't do that. You'll explode the plane."
He's like, "Oh, you might explode the plane." Which one was Psylocke? That was the chick.
Yeah. With the sword power.
Yeah.
Her power doesn't make any sense either.
I have no idea what her power is. Hey,
like,
she is an
she
energy
has a sword
arm.
sometimes, and then she has the whip, but the whip didn't
She can create whatever she wants with one arm. Like it's is that her power? I don't know what her power is because she
made a sword.
She turned into a sword. She made it into like a lasso.
Yeah, but then why didn't the lasso just like
I
cut
don't know.
him? Why don't you just make a lasso with a sword on it or something?
Yeah, I have no idea what her powers are.
Yeah. I thought it was her doing the teleporting for a while. Then I was like, then Apocalypse teleported by himself.
Yeah. Alright, so let's jump over to Magneto's plot.
Yeah.
For this. So he's after all of what happened with Days of Future Past.
He goes to Poland, burns a bitch, bangs her, gets pregnant.
Yeah.
Has a daughter.
Yeah. Yeah, and I really like the wood scene. Like, I like that it's, like, really silent. And it's, like, him running out there, and you're like, oh, something bad is going to happen.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, I think there's, like, that sense of dread is good. I think tonally it's good. It's really dark. And then, it's a really good scene of them all just going straight through the neck with the necklace.
But you know it's dumb how that arrow...
Yeah, I have a problem with that arrow instantly killing both the mother and the daughter at the same time, very conveniently.
Yeah.
But Michael Fassbender sells that scene with his acting. Yeah, he's a damn good actor. I think like one of the things in
my favorite Michael Fassbender movie is Frank, because you don't see his face much.
As much as I like this scene and like the darkness of this scene, I don't like how rushed this whole plot is. I almost feel like it's just a retread.
The whole plot of this movie is bullshit.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
And it's rushed as fuck.
It's very rushed. They've got, not only are they introducing a new villain, introducing 4 horsemen, and then introducing the whole new cast that are like young. You've got too many people to develop.
Yeah.
It's just too much.
So rushed,
Especially because it would be fine if they weren't trying to give everybody an arc, but they were trying to give everybody an arc.
They were trying to give fucking Nightcrawler an arc.
Yeah, like everybody, they were trying to give... No, you can save that for the sequel. You're giving them a sequel. Save your arc for the sequel then. Yeah. It's fine if you bring them in for like a little nod to the audience or something like that, but you don't have to turn them into like an actual arc. Like, I mean, they're more forced into the movie than organically brought into it.
I feel like they just had to, because it's meant to be 4 Horsemen of the Apocalypse.
Yeah.
So they're like, fuck, we need 4 people.
Like, I think that's like my main, especially because recruiting them is just like so quick, and so rushed.
Olivia Munn had like almost no dialogue.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like they're setting her up to be the big bad in the next movie because she's like...
Or maybe I think she might be good. She good or bad?
I know. I'd never heard of her character before. Did you know? Yeah. She wasn't in any of the cartoons or anything. I'll tell you what. Tell you what annoyed me was Apocalypse consistently looked like Squidward.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, it bugged me. No, the old one, his big droopy nose.
All right, yeah.
I was like, totally Squidward. I was like, it sucked. That's still just back to that thing. It's like, why have Oscar Isaacs and put him under so much makeup?
Why does everyone he transfers into turn blue and go bald? Why?
I don't know. That's because maybe I know what it is.
And why does he wear that?
This is the thing. Suit? It's like take away the Four Horsemen, develop him.
Yeah.
Like
but he's Apocalypse. Yeah. And then the Four Horsemen are the Apocalypse. Yeah. So they kind of have to.
It doesn't matter. You just don't have to say that line where it's like, oh, he's the blind.
Movie with Apocalypse, and then the next one he goes and gets the Four Horsemen, and then fucks up more shit.
Yeah,
they introduce him in one.
But I mean, he's supposed to be the big bad, right? Like he's supposed to be the biggest threat in the comics.
Yes. I don't know.
And that's where it's like,
one of them at least.
Develop him a bit more, because all he is he's like, I don't like society. That's just like his whole thing, pretty much.
Yeah, like,
and it's like, why?
Yeah, fuck your rules.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
And it's just develop him more. Come on, like.
But you gotta admit, it's retarded how he just goes and just shoots all the nukes into space, and then like.
Yeah, I actually hadn't thought about that. I hadn't thought of. That's originally what I thought he was doing, but then the scene went on, and I completely forgot about it.
It was like 20 minutes into the movie.
Yeah. No, that was not 20 minutes. That was almost halfway.
Okay.
Dude, no, yeah. I'll tell you why. Because this is one of the things with this. This probably didn't happen with you, but this movie went super quick for me.
Yeah, it wouldn't go super quick for me because I got really bored and tuned out for a bit, and I was like, I really wish this was then.
Oh, okay. Like, I think I hit that. I looked at my watch and I was like, oh, the movie's wrapping up.
How long was it?
2 hours and 35 minutes.
Fuck.
Yeah.
I only thought it was like 2 hours. Because it did go a bit fast.
Yeah. Because because I was like, oh, like they're bringing Quicksilver, like, I was like, kind of early or something. I looked at my watch and it was already an hour and 20 minutes into the movie. And I was like, oh, well, that went quickly.
His whole arc was pretty stupid too.
I don't understand why they didn't capitalize on his arc of him telling him that he was the father. Because, I mean, that was his whole thing. That was his whole thing. Don't save that for a sequel. Like,
he became an X-Men man.
Yeah. An X-Men man.
Yeah,
X-Men man.
X-Men? He's an X-Men?
He became a part of the X-Men. Man.
Is he an X... Are they... Individually, is he an X-Man? Or is he... What do you just say?
I think it's only when they're together. Like, if they arrive, they go, oh, it's the X-Men. If they become, like, as a collective group.
I'm an X-Man.
Yeah.
That'd be fucking dumb.
Oh, yeah, I like how, just... Xavier just has property control of, like, all of them, pretty much. Like, he's like, you're all X-Men. Like, you're my guys, right? So, yeah, we have the scene where they shoot up all of the missiles. I do really like this scene. I didn't think of the flaw that you were talking about until you told me, really. Yeah. But I like that where Havoc's shooting it all down. They're trying to bash on the computer. It's like it's a pretty tense scene.
Why did one of the submarines like explode itself?
Yeah, I don't know. Did he made them turn the missiles and pointed at themselves? I don't know what they did.
In some submarines.
Yeah,
that's why there was that. But why did they?
Because he can't. I don't know. He just made it deploy on themselves.
Weird.
Yeah. But yeah, and then after this we have the new Quicksilver scene.
It's just like another... He's done it before, hasn't he?
Yeah, he's just done it before. I mean, it was like another
a decent scene, yeah.
Yeah, it was like another fun scene. I know that this took them a long time to shoot. Really? Because they... I don't know what it is. I know that like the making of that first scene or something took like a ton of time for them to do. Like, I don't think that the effects in this scene were as good as in the first scene. Probably because it was such a large scene in scale. Yeah. It was saving so many people. It was doing so many things. But it's a fun scene.
Yeah.
And then, School's destroyed, Stryker comes out, he takes all of them. And now let's talk about the fucking continuity of this.
Yeah.
So at the end of X-Men Days of Future Past, they get young Wolverine out of the ocean.
Out of the ocean.
Yeah, because he's had all of the pipes put through him. Magneto throws him into the ocean, so he's not in the final fight.
Oh,
Do you remember this?
yeah, but yeah.
Yeah.
It's been a while.
Yeah. So they find him, they pull him out. Over the voiceover, Xavier's like, the past has been rewritten, and Stryker's on the boat. And you're like, oh, so Stryker gets him in the end. And then his eyes turn yellow, and Mystique saves him.
Right.
So how did he end up back with Stryker?
Yeah.
Because
Wait, at the end of Days of Future Past, does he still remember everything that happened from the previous timeline? Is it?
The future him does. He doesn't know anything that's happened in between. Now that it's been rewritten.
Right. Okay. Okay.
Because he's the subject. Yeah. But I was like, your whole point of doing Days of Future Past was taking away X-Men Origins Wolverine, but then we get to this scene and we find out that you're still doing it?
Yeah.
Because I guess he's got to get his,
adamantium.
Yeah, adamantium claws somehow.
Yeah.
But yeah, and another thing that was really weird was I think they kind of de-aged him for this scene.
Did they?
Yeah, he still looked old,
yeah.
but he didn't look as old as he did in Days of Future Past, which is... So then I was like, why does he look younger?
He looked fucking bulk as fuck. His hair looked ridiculous.
Yeah, I was like, I had no idea what they were doing. Maybe this is is this a nod to the comics or something?
I don't know.
Because I have no idea what he was wearing,
I remember
why he
the first
looked
two
that
X-Men,
ridiculous.
His hair was pretty ridiculous.
Yeah.
And then they stopped doing it because they're like, this is just dumb.
Yeah.
And this one, they was like, we'll bring it back.
Yeah. And then they have that weird exchange between him and young Stark girl where it's like,
yeah,
we're gonna fuck eventually. She's like, I can see the future and you're so big.
Yeah, it's just creepy when you think about it.
Yeah.
At the very end, when Sansa uses the Phoenix powers,
yeah,
because Charles Xavier is like,
help me.
And he's like, unleash hell or something, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
Use your power, release.
Yeah.
But isn't the whole point that Charles Xavier stopped her from being able to do that, and he didn't want her to ever fucking release the Phoenix power because it's super fucking dangerous and it'd probably kill everyone. And
I don't know.
I'm why would she be able to do it just because he says, please do it, please help, and blah blah blah. It's fucking dumb. And then why didn't she just kill everyone? Why did she only use a little bit and just kill Apocalypse? And why wasn't everyone like, what the fuck? This bitch just went all Phoenix.
I know. Do they know? They don't know what Phoenix is yet.
No, man. Charles Xavier does, I think.
Does he? Because he can he go Phoenix? He can't go Phoenix.
No.
Because Phoenix
it's called Phoenix Force. I know from the cartoons.
Yeah.
The Phoenix Force is in her.
Yeah. Because it even made the Phoenix in this movie, right? They did that imagery.
Yeah. Just that didn't make sense. Her, they tried to do that story again, but then they just did a shit job.
In this, you're saying?
Yeah,
to do that. They're doing that story probably
in the next one, probably.
Yeah.
But the way they introduced it was, the dream, was that, had Apocalypse in her dream, but then was that also foreshadowing the next movie? Then they're gonna do the whole Phoenix thing.
I think so.
But then Apocalypse was in her dream, but it was all fiery and shit.
Yeah.
But then that's not what Magneto was doing.
Was he in the dream?
I'm pretty sure she saw him in the dream.
Oh.
I think. Because later on they show it again when Apocalypse is talking to Xavier.
Yeah.
But Magneto was just ripping all the metal out of everything. Nothing was on fire.
Yeah.
Maybe if he did use nukes, that would fucking happen.
Yeah.
But he was like, fuck this, I'm gonna shoot all the nukes. So then, the next movie, I reckon it'll be super anti-mutant shit. Because, they just armed all the nukes in the whole world.
But this whole thing was they were wrong about Magneto. Because at the end they're like, the only reason that we survived was because of Magneto's help. And they're all like, oh, thank God.
But the only reason why anyone was in trouble was because
Because of Magneto.
Magneto was ripping up the entire.
Oh, yeah.
He probably killed millions of billions of people.
For sure. Did you see what they
Yeah.
did to the Opera House?
Yeah, I
No!
He like, oh, he would have killed so many fucking
Yeah.
people. He killed like all of Cairo pretty much.
Yeah. Nobody cares about Cairo.
Yeah. It's full of Cairilians.
Yes, I believe that is the correct term.
That's correct.
And they speak Cairo.
Cairo-Egyptian.
Yeah.
Corruption.
They're corruption.
But like,
They're in my Caribbean.
why did Apocalypse keep making pyramids?
I know. At the end of that was the end credit sequence, wasn't it? The Days of Future Past.
Yeah.
Creating the pyramid.
Made a pyramid.
Yeah.
And then there was one at the start of the movie.
Yeah.
And then to transfer bodies, he made a fucking massive pyramid.
Yeah.
But he really only used like
I'm
2
telling
things.
you, he's all about the theatrics. He likes the theater. Yeah, and I guess they saved the world.
Yeah.
Might as well. I mean, skip to that part. I don't really like how they stumble upon their X-Men suits.
Yeah, that was
They
fucking
keep
so
those.
stupid. They're like,
They were like, "Oh, these are just
flight
here."
suits.
Yeah.
Why
flight
would they?
suits,
Why
yeah.
would they need flight suits like that to just sit in the plane?
Yeah. Here's something I don't understand: is so Mystique when she's naked,
Yeah. She was.
she can make clothes.
Yeah.
But then when she's wearing clothes as Mystique, those clothes turn into other clothes. Why doesn't she turn into whatever character she is with those other, because she's wearing the flight suit. So why isn't the flight suit on the outside?
Maybe she's not actually wearing the flight suit. She just made her own flight suit with her powers.
Just because she wanted to fit in. She was like,
wanted,
I want a flight suit as
Yeah,
well.
maybe.
And made her own.
Yeah. But
and can she make hats? Like, why can she make a hat?
I don't know.
And then can she?
Well, she can make her hair.
But I mean, like, if she takes off the hat, does she take off a piece of her body?
No. But like, she made a sword. I'm pretty sure when she cut Apocalypse's throat. Like, did she make that sword?
Or did she get the sword from somewhere?
Like, that silent bitch still had her sword.
Yeah.
Like,
So
I remember
where she got the sword
I remember
from.
in like one of the X-Men, she had Wolverine claws.
Yeah.
And I think she could cut with them, but then Wolverine cut them off her for.
Yeah.
Also, I'm pretty sure they're trying to say that electricity stops people from powers working, because when Apocalypse is like getting a little attacked, Storm uses electricity, and it stops his powers from working.
Okay.
Like, so apparently, does electricity stop mutants' powers from working now? Apparently.
I don't think so.
Doesn't
That wasn't something I took from the.
If
I just
it-
took it because she was like electrocuting him. It was.
But
like,
he had like
very
a shield
painful.
up.
Sorry.
He had like a shield,
Yeah, but I mean, it was.
and
like,
the
oh, no, this is
electricity
an
broke
attack.
the shield, and then that's when he started to die because his powers weren't working because of electricity.
Was it because the powers weren't working?
I
Or
don't
because
know.
there were so many people.
I don't know,
like,
man.
fucking
It was
with him?
fucking. Oh, this is so stupid.
Yeah.
And also, that Cyclops cunt is so shit at looking.
What do you mean?
Like, he took off his glasses and he was like, whoa! And he looked around and he missed Apocalypse.
Yeah.
And then he looks at him. It's like, how hard is it to fucking look at a cunt?
Well, you don't know how powerful like the things are. Like,
He doesn't like knock him over, so it's not that. It doesn't knock him over.
yeah. But I mean, just like they're telling you that like this power is very hard to control. So
How
he
hard could it be to look at something?
But it's not just like looking at something. It's very painful for him.
Is it
It's
painful?
it's a massive thing of he's very always screams when it like comes out of his eyes. It hurts.
Isn't it just 'cause he's freaked out?
No, it hurts him.
Doesn't
This
it?
is something that kid should have died at the beginning of the film. That's on the other side of that
Yeah,
door.
yeah.
Hey?
It didn't melt.
He should have
like
fucking
what? Yeah.
died.
Yeah.
He gets he's like, ugh, and I'm like, you should be either a pool of blood or just completely
It
obliterated.
didn't even burn the door.
Yeah, is it like is it a laser? Is it I don't know what is it just energy?
I don't know.
Is it just
man, yeah.
red energy?
But like, he has the same powers as that Havoc
Yeah, it's
cunt.
Havoc.
Until Havoc can do have his chest, which is way better fucking power.
Yeah. So it's like, and so how come the parents like can two just normal parents create a mutant?
I'm pretty sure his dad is like from space.
Yeah.
Like some weird space pirate,
Yeah.
and he's super powerful.
I'm pretty sure in the comics, Havoc's actually Cyclops' dad.
Is he?
Heads up. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I don't think they're actually brothers.
Right. One of his brothers is like super powerful, like powerful enough to like destroy the universe. The main thing about this movie was I just didn't give a shit about anyone. Like everyone who just got introduced, I was like, couldn't care less about you.
Yeah.
No one cared about Havoc, and I didn't care about him.
Oh, okay.
And like,
yeah.
I just didn't feel the urgency.
Yeah. So this is super differing between us because, I really like almost all of the characters just from like previous movies. They've all like, because I mean, I even like Cyclops just because I like Cyclops in the earlier movies. So I mean, it was like that was my only connection to him. So
but also, in X-Men First Class,
yeah,
there was a bunch of mutants. Like there was Banshee who screamed.
Yeah.
When did he die?
When the rest of them died. They all got experimented on. On the plane in X-Men Days of Future Past, Magneto's like,
did he?
Where were you? Banshee, Angel, blah 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 blah, all dead. Where were you?
At all.
Yeah, it's that.
Right. Okay. Because like I remember.
Because I was watching out for it because I was specifically like I don't remember them ever saying Banshee died, but they do say Banshee.
Yeah, because Mystique and Beast were like. We're the only ones left, and I was like, when did they all fucking die?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah, and I actually really like Havoc a lot from X-Men First Class. He's like the
he was way better in First Class.
He's the only one out of that like original team that I liked. Like I hated
the original team was
Banshee sucks.
It was
Angel
fucking the
sucks.
worst.
Who else was there?
Wait, which one's Angel?
The stripper that had like fluttery wings.
Didn't she turn evil like immediately?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Darwin.
Yeah, but Darwin's meant to be like invincible too.
Yeah.
Like I remember I read somewhere on the internet that like he just can't be killed.
Yeah.
Like he should have just, because he's meant to be able to adapt to everything.
Yeah.
So why did he die? He's meant to be able to adapt his way out of it.
Yeah, he's also not from that era. Like I think he's the most recent X-Men that was in that movie. Like he was created in the 2000s. Like
yeah. But like I remember like apparently like when something like that happens, he just adapts and teleports away.
Yeah. Wait, so he can teleport?
He can do anything.
Okay.
Anything that he has to do.
Oh, just to survive.
Yeah. Like apparently the Hulk was bashing on him, but like he couldn't adapt to beat the Hulk, so he just got teleported away as his adaptation apparently. He can just do anything.
That's ridiculous. What a ridiculous power.
Yeah, but
you just teleport away. Why isn't that
his power is meant to be evolution, but that's not fucking evolution at all.
I think they twist it for that movie, but like his power is like.
Instead, his power was to adapt to anything.
Yeah.
Like he went into a water and he grew gills.
Yeah.
And then he was getting punched a bit and grew like thick skin.
Yeah.
And then
they put a bomb down his mouth.
And then he just died.
Well, he tried to adapt to it.
Why
but he
couldn't he adapt to it?
I don't know. He tried. He turned to metal. He turned to rock. He turned to everything he could.
Why wouldn't that work? Why wouldn't turning to rock stop you from, or metal stop you from just? Did he explode, or did he just fall apart?
It doesn't show his death.
Oh. Maybe he's not dead.
They say he's dead.
Maybe he's not dead. Maybe he teleported away.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah. For all we know, he could teleport away. All right. Did this movie live up to your mild expectations?
It was a little bit lower.
Really, so it disappointed you?
Yeah, by a bit. Yeah. It was too rushed. It had some good moments, but the story was fucked up, and there's too many introduced characters.
This movie exceeded my expectations. I enjoyed it so much more than you. Like, if I just have to put it down to it, I thought this was a very entertaining movie. I wasn't ever bored.
I got bored
it's a 2 hour, 30-minute plus movie.
It didn't feel that long.
And I didn't get bored once. I like these characters from the previous movies. I love that forest scene. I really like the opening scene. I like all the action in it. Some of the characters are underdeveloped. I don't really like Wolverine's. I like all the actors. I like the characters. I really like the God undertone. Didn't talk about this. It was like when Michael Fassbender's family died, and he was like literally speaking to God, and then Apocalypse was God speaking back to him, and then like the whole subplot with Mystique being the representation of mutants and people looking up to her like she's a god, things like that. I really like that. Down to it, I genuinely enjoyed this movie. It went really quick for me. I really like all the action. Some of the special effects are shoddy. The movie's pretty violent, which made it better. I thought. I was like, yeah, cool. I really enjoyed it. Like, I genuinely enjoyed the movie, like, a lot. It's like, it's well directed, it's well acted. Like,
there's a lot of problems.
Yeah, story-wise, there's problems.
I can't forgive the.
But I'm so entertained. It's like, how can, like, the reason Divergent sucks is because, like, I wouldn't care if that movie was entertaining, but it's not an entertaining movie. Like, if a movie dumb action movies can be entertaining if they are. It went quick for me. I enjoyed the movie. I can't help what I enjoy. Like,
I know, but it's just, I just don't understand. I can't enjoy a movie if I find, like, there's a lot of problems with it, and then it's like, I just can't enjoy it.
Yeah. But, like, this is the thing where I'd be nitpicking if I wasn't enjoying the movie, because that's just kind of what you do. If you're not enjoying it, you nitpick. But if you are enjoying it, you don't think to nitpick. That was my thing. Whereas, because the movie was, like, I was into the movie, I didn't think to nitpick things. If the movie was boring, I'd be like, oh, there's criticism.
I thought they're gonna bring back time travel.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I thought they were going to.
Okay.
Like, I really liked how they brought back the old X-Men.
Yeah,
that was great.
Yeah. And in the end, I like the sentimentality of this. This trilogy all have the same run through. I genuinely enjoy this trilogy. I think it's a great trilogy. That's my stance on it. This movie exceeded my mild expectations. Alright guys, thanks for listening to Great Expectations. You can subscribe to our podcast. We have a new episode every Tuesday. Please join us next week when we review the hit buddy comedy follow-up to Kiss Kiss Bang Bang with the Nice Guys.
Okay.
Yeah, how did your expectations turn out for the Nice Guys? You can email us at greatexpectationspodcast@gmail.com. You can find it in the show notes with any other comments, complaints, or improvements you might have. Don't have iTunes or Stitcher. All our episodes can be downloaded from our website, www.greatexpectationspodcast.com, where you can also find our upcoming slate of movies we're set to review and other movie reviews, old and new, in our blog section. Keep up to date with us on Facebook, where reviews are also posted. Have a movie you'd like us to talk about? Email us, and it'll most likely be done sometime during the schedule. Rate us on iTunes. 5-star reviews help out more than you might think. Until next time, don't let your expectations get the better of you.
Goodbye.